Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to ride your horse bridleless. One of the main concerns when you're first teaching your horse to go bridleless is will they be able to stop, and I can confirm that you will be able to stop, especially using positive reinforcement. Now if you don't know, positive reinforcement is a type of reinforcement to teach your horse when exactly they did the right thing by giving something they enjoy, so normally treats, and I'm pretty sure you can do it with scratches as well if they're like really enjoy scratches, but I definitely just mainly recommend treats. You just want some plain normal treats. If I show you the ones that I've got, don't use like carrots or anything or like polos, because they're too high value and then they'll go a bit mental. So I've just got, see Boris wants it, I've just got like these like pony nut type treats, and those are perfect. Positive reinforcement, basically you mark you mark exactly when the thing that you want done is done, so that they can know what it is and then learn from that and try do it again to try get the treat. I know a lot of people might be thinking, oh, they're now just doing it for the treat. That is partially true, but also when you use positive reinforcement, they get this dopamine release, which is a type of almost like drug in their body. Obviously not real drug, but it's like a similar sort of thing. Now it's the same with us. After we do like exercise, sometimes we release endorphin, and that's like the same sort of thing where you basically just feel good about yourself and are motivated to do more. So that's the same sort of thing that's released from them. They're more motivated to do that work and try find what it is that you're looking for again. Boris, you're being rude. Anyways, so I'm got Boris here. Obviously he is trained bridleless, and if you followed my Instagram or TikTok lately, you'll have seen that I've done some collected canter and passage steps, working towards piaffe steps bridleless. Now this, he is very good at bridleless, but this I all taught just straight away, just experimenting, and if you want to do that, then follow along and you can definitely work towards that as well. Now that's only the start of our journey. We've definitely got a lot more to come, don't we, Boris? We also do bridleless jumping, or bridleless hacks, tactless hacks, you name it, basically everything. Okay, wait, no, you're gonna knock it off. Come on. Good boy. Okay, so now I'm just gonna be basically going through with you step by step on how to teach your horse bridleless. One of the first steps I'll definitely recommend teaching, which Boris isn't very good at and I need to do a bit more practice at, is getting them not so obsessed with treats. Now I did explain this in my bow tutorial video, so if you want to go watch that on how I teach it in more detail, then go watch that, it's on my channel. But I will briefly explain it here, so you guys can get the gist of it, but if you're a bit confused, then go watch my bow tutorial video. All it is that you offer the horse a treat, and if they turn their head away, you then reward. So if I stand here, I wait, and this is also part of the positive reinforcement and clicker training, which I'll explain in a second. If I just wait for him to turn his head away, it will teach him that he's not going to get the treat if he's coming up to me and nuzzling me. He'll only get it if he turns his head away. If I wait for him, see there you can see he's like turning his head away and trying to resist it. So now you want to keep practicing this, and this is basically teaching the horse like what I said, not to be coming over, oh sorry Boris, not to be coming over to you for the treat. They need to turn their head away in order to get the treat. Now I recommend practicing this on both sides until they're very good at it. Boris, he just like sometimes needs reminding. And clicker training, because I mentioned that briefly there, is basically when you click exactly at the point that they did the thing that you want. By teaching them this, it will teach them clicker training. It will just 2 in 1. But it just exactly marks where it is so that they can retry that. No, I'm not going to reward you for pouring. Anyways, and then, yeah, so clicker training is definitely one of the most useful methods, so that you mark exactly where it was, and then they can try offer that exact thing again. But it is definitely important to be very precise about it, because it could be that they stomp their leg, or swish their tail, and they think that they're getting rewarded for doing that. So yeah, you need to be very precise about it. So now the first step I'd say to teaching bridleless is making sure that your horses mainly voice commands and primarily seat commands, are very good. Now, I know if people ride with a bridle and a bit, this isn't necessarily the case. I know a lot of people would like use their hands a lot more, which I'm definitely guilty of. What I'm trying to learn is to not do this so much. And this is why I've got a bitless bridle as well, because it's a bit softer. And also it being able to break their nose is a misconception. You can't do that, you're not strong enough. But yeah, so I've just got a bitless bridle just from preference. You don't have to, you can still have a bit. Boris, your neck rope's falling on your head. First setup I would recommend, if I can get Boris to walk forward here, is having your bridle in and then having the neck rope on. I personally have this one, I think it's from Kramer, but I'm not sure because I got it from my aunt, but I assume it's from Kramer. But yeah, so still having the neck rope on, obviously, because we're going to teach them to respond to the neck rope, but we want to mainly get it down to just the seat and voice. But again, mainly the seat. Boris is very, very good at voice commands, so I'm trying to teach him to get a bit better by seat commands and listening to me. And if you know horses, they are very, very in tune to you and your body position. They will feel every single thing you're doing, but they just don't necessarily know how to respond. So that's what we're going to teach today with positive reinforcement, clicker training, and all of that. If I get on my trusty steed, if I get on Boris and explain something to you, so what we're mainly going to be doing, so we're going to walk around like normal. Let me just get him to back up a bit. Okay, there we go, good boy. So one thing I'm going to explain to you, so basically you're going to start off by walking around like normal, except you're going to do a lot of transitions, mainly at the moment walk halt transitions, but while you're doing them you're going to try not rely on your reins, and ask with your seat, voice, and with the neck rope. So all three at once, just to make it super clear. We do more and more. You can practice it just doing one or the other, or just like a combination or whatever. We're going to start off just doing all three, and I'll basically explain this. So what you do as you go to stop is you ask them to roll, you like slightly lean back, or just like not lean back, but like ever so slightly just like shift your weight backwards a bit, and then you'll see here I'm taking my legs from this position to that position very slightly, but not very noticeably, literally just that, and basically just preparing for that transition downwards. Now we're not going to just flop. We don't want to flop into the walk. We want to have a good, nice quality transition. It's not too important for the moment, but just good to set us up for the future. And I'll just show you guys what this means. Whoa. Good boy. And then we reward for that. Good boy. Okay, so I'll come over here. Ben Atkinson once told me, because I messaged him once when I was trying to learn how to ride bridleless, and I'll share this with you guys. I messaged him and was a bit unsure, so I asked for a bit of advice, and he said to me, act as if the neck rope is your rein and the rein is your pelham rein. So almost as if you use the neck rope, and then if they don't listen to that, reaffirm it, firm it with the reins, just to make it really sure what you're talking about. So you ask with the neck rope. If they don't listen, ask with the rein, very lightly. We don't want to just go straight in like, whoa, stop. You ask very lightly and gradually increase it. If say doesn't listen to the neck rope, I then take the neck rope at the same time, do them both, so he learns. Good boy. Sorry, forgot to reward you there, even though you know all this stuff, Boris. Good boy. Okay, so basically, if I turn around, that is how you practice for stopping, and you basically just keep practicing it until they're super, super good at it, and then you move up more to higher states. Now, it could just be that you spend the entire first session doing that. It could just be that you spend the entire first session doing that clicker training I was telling you about. It really depends on the horse, and they are all different. So now, if I show you some turning, so it's basically the same sort of principle, in that you use your, except you can't really use your voice, because I don't know if anyone teaches their horse to turn using their voice, but you basically just ask with your legs, so squeeze with the outside leg that you want to turn. So say you want to turn right, squeeze with the left leg, and then slightly lift the pressure off this, not fully, just like very slightly, so you can feel that it's not fully resting, so that they know to move towards that leg and away from that leg. So they basically just turn like that. You can do it where you very slightly shift your body so that your direction you're facing is in the direction that you're going. This works super well for me. And then same with the other way. And then you can aid it with your neck rope at the same time. And then again, if they don't understand, use the ring. So if I get him to walk on here, if I do everything I said, he turns super well. Now we have been practicing this, but they all just know how to do it. But again, I can just aid it with the neck ropes. This sometimes helps us. And yeah, that sort of thing. And then you practice the same in the other direction, of course. Practice the same in the other direction and just keep practicing it. Now, that's one of the things that me and Boris definitely didn't practice enough before going fully bridleless is turning, because I remember that first time trying to canter in a circle and he was like bombing off. We did canter in a circle, but it was not very nice. So yeah, definitely practice that in the slower moving states where you have more control, and then build it up to the faster moving states. So if you keep practicing this, you should be able to turn in all directions. Boris is worse turning this way. If I turn a bit more, now you may want to aid them on with the whip, just very lightly, just tap them. You turn that way. Good boy. Now this is very basic stuff for Boris, isn't it? Not really learning anything here. But yeah, so then we can bring it up to higher gaits, and I'll show you that now. Oh. Good. I don't reward for absolutely everything because he does know, but I would recommend when you're first teaching to reward for every little thing that you can, especially if your horse is struggling. So if I get him to trot on, and whoa, good. That he did super nicely. I'm pleased with that. Good boy. Now you just basically do the same thing and everything, and you practice with turning as well. So if I trot round, and then turn him here, they may want to support using this rein, and then I can ask for a walk, and then for a halt. He did try to halt there, but I wanted to show you guys walk then halt. Good boy. And basically, in the nutshell of it, you just keep practicing this more and more, and just keep building it up. So if your horse struggles with anything at any point in the higher gates, bring it back down, slow it down. You don't want your horse bombing off and creating a negative experience. But one thing I can say for certain is if you have the treats and you ever need an emergency stop, you can just do your click or whatever you do. Obviously it's not very great, but it is a good emergency stop if you need. What I'd recommend before taking the bridle off the first time, is having your reins, knotting them and keeping them on, and just knotting them around the neck, keeping them on, and then just going bridleless like this, acting as if they're not there, and don't use them until you really, really need to. And then you'll know when you're ready to take them off or not. If you don't need to use your reins at all, don't even think you need to use them, not even close to using them or anything, then you can take the bridle off. Okay, so I'm off my horse again, as you can see. If I get him to walk around, Boris, come here. Good boy. Come here. Good boy. Okay, we spooked a bit. Come on. Boris. Good. Good boy. Okay, that's coming in clutch. Our Liberty work. Let me just hold on to him a bit here. But okay, no, he's not going anywhere. You now may be wondering how to teach that collected canter and that piaffe and passage stuff. Now, for this, you first of all need to work super well on your downward transitions using mainly your seat. You can't use your voice because your voice is mainly used as a downward transition, so going from canter to trot or trot to walk or anything like that. So can't use your voice, you're going to mainly be using your seat. Now, it's going to be the same sort of thing where you lean back ever so slightly. I have a bad habit of leaning forward. You lean back ever so slightly, you keep your leg on, keep them moving forward with a good quality, canter or trot or whatever you're doing. I like to use the whip, obviously very lightly, just like a little tap, just to remind them, obviously not whacking them or anything, just like a little tap on their bum, mainly to keep that power and engine running through. Basically just keeping the quality of the gait that you're in good, while shortening the steps, in summary. Now I will demonstrate this all for you now. Boris is very, very good at it because we've had practice at it, but I have taught him through it bridleless. I haven't taught him using a bridle, but he can do both. Stop. No, he can do both, but I have mainly taught him bridleless because that's what worked best for us. He's just super, super good at it. So I'll basically talk you through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Let me hop back on Boris here. What I do, start off in a little trot, and then basically just ask him to shorten his step, and then sometimes tap with the whip to get that engine running through. Sorry, Boris, I didn't give you your treat. Basically tap with the whip on his bum to get that engine running through, and just ask him to shorten his stride. Walk on. See, now he's eager to do it because I've got the treats out. So let me explain it to you again. So come in with trot, good quality trot. We don't want it to just be a jog. So come in with the trot initially, and it's not going to be a sort of thing where we're tapping them, teaching them to lift their legs up like, come on, come on. We're getting them to shorten their strides and come more collected. Just come in with a trot. Do that thing where I told you with your legs slightly back. Oh God, did you see that bird? Oh my God, come with a good trot, legs slightly back, lean back. I like to put my neck rope slightly higher up and just ask him to like come up like that a bit. And tap with my whip to just be like, come on, and try, oh sorry Boris, that was my fault. Okay, we're facing the wrong way. And then try to just keep that energy up, but try not to, like what I tend to do is I bounce, and that's not very good. We don't want that. You just have to trust the quality of the trot. If I show you all again, and I go on the other rein, trot on. Now Boris is trying to do it without even trotting. Go sitting trot first. There we go, that was super good. Getting towards piaffe there, aren't we? That was super, super good. Oh, okay, we're not a fan. Sorry, baby. That was my fault. We're not feeling it quite as much today. But yeah, so that's basically the passage, and then you can just work on that to get them to do it really well. Now, Boris is obviously a super good horse, and don't know how he's just so good, but that he's obviously just, he just likes doing it, and the treats definitely help. They try to offer it more. But I'll show you guys the collected canter now as well. Stand, Boris. Boris walked off as I was trying to do that, so then I knocked the camera into the hedge. So I'll show you guys the collected canter now, if I just get around. Good boy. So the collected canter is basically the same sort of concept, where you're shortening their strides and just asking them to collect more. Now this is something that I tend to just experiment with and reward when it feels good, and vice versa. Don't walk away. Okay, whoa. Stop your girth because that is very loose. So if I show you guys this. Okay, if I get the canter on, there we go, that's better. Okay, I think I will leave it there because Boris is getting a bit tired. But yeah, so basically just experiment, see what works, reward when they do it well or how you like it. Hopefully that made sense. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments. Yes, Boris. Oh, okay. I'm not feeling it. But if you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll reply. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Crazy over you.